All right, everyone, welcome to episode 183 of the Follow-tonians. It's Ped in Old Swan, Liverpool. He likes Gareth
Hi.
Barry.
Hi.
Eric here in Olin Park, Kansas, and I like Tim Howard.
You suck.
Well, your buddy's not so doing so awesome
What's this,
lately.
my buddy? What are you
Yeah,
talking about?
Gareth Barry's your buddy.
Is he my buddy? Why? Because he's English and white. God, you're so racist.
Yeah, well, Tim Howard's my buddy because he's American and awesome.
You don't even like Tim Howard. You told me. You told me. You said I don't like Tim Howard.
I do like Tim Howard.
You said he's from New York. I don't like him.
I like Tim Howard a lot. I got
It's not what you told me
big,
earlier.
I got a big head photo of him on a banner that a nice gentleman named Sean gave me whenever I was over there almost 3 years ago.
I don't even know what that means.
It's been too long since I've been to Goodison.
Someone give you big head while you were over here. What are you talking about?
A banner
Oh, okay.
with a big head of Tim Howard on it.
Okay, yeah.
And signed, and it was at Wembley
Cool.
whenever
Yeah,
we
good
lost to
stuff.
Chelsea and stuff. And
Good stuff, Eric. Yeah.
yeah,
Moving on.
are we really gonna move on from this, Ped? It's pretty
Well,
controversial stuff.
You and Tim Howard's big head.
No.
I think we better, otherwise we're gonna get sued by somebody.
Okay.
Maybe
Sounds
Brad
good.
Friedel will sue us.
No, he won't sue us.
Okay.
We,
Bill Cosby? Is he gonna
no,
sue us? Okay.
no, probably some other people from our past, like episode like 3 or 4,
Okay.
might come out of the woodwork. But good thing the statute of limitations, I think, is passed on anything from that guy. We don't have to worry about that guy from episode 4 anymore.
You said it, Eric.
So, if you read the show notes on this week,
We
I've
have show notes.
sort of, kind of, yeah.
When
Like there's a little
why wasn't
paragraph
it
as
gold?
far as a synopsis of what we talk about, just like 3 sentences. And
What's a synopsis? You sound like Christopher Nolan.
well, first you
Whoa.
have this
Wormholes?
yeah, and then you've got a Terrasect and Tesseract, and
I don't.
got-
No spoilers.
you got-
Come on. Just because you've seen a film
I have seen a film.
that
One.
is out there. That
I
wasn't made
still
40
I
years
still
ago.
don't think I've been able to wrap my head around that around Interstellar.
Okay, get on with it. Get on with it.
So how's Wolfsburg?
Wolfsburg was good. Wolfsburg was good. It was
Yeah.
good. It felt like a different time.
Yeah. So to all you listeners out there, this would be the good part of the show.
Mm, mm.
We'll get to the bad and the ugly later.
It felt. It felt like a long time ago. Really long time ago.
I hear you. I was
It
sitting
felt like
on
the
my
timeline forgot.
I was sitting on my grandma's couch, Mammo's couch, and making my brother and my wife and my brother's girlfriend and my 84-year-old grandmother and my parents all watch Everton on Thanksgiving morning.
Cool.
It
Was anyone playing? Anyone playing dual and banjos? It sounds very dual
no.
and banjos.
No, but for some reason my younger brother decided to become a Liverpool supporter, and so it was
Yeah, guy's a dick.
it was pretty fun. It was pretty funny showing him highlights because they had lost previously, and then to see
I thought this was my story.
I don't know,
When we suddenly started about your Thanksgiving?
because it's not nearly as cool as your trip, and I'm trying to make myself feel better about not getting to go to Wolfsburg. So
It's not really gonna work, is it?
it isn't. It isn't. So
Isn't
so how was Wolfsburg, Ped?
It was good. It was very, very good. A good trip. A trip to
To
Flew to
remember.
Amsterdam. Flew to Amsterdam on the Wednesday morning. Train from Amsterdam to Hanover. Stayed in Hanover overnight. Wolfsburg on the match day. Back to Hanover. Stayed there overnight. Back to Amsterdam, and then back to England on the Friday afternoon. And fun was had by all. And I would highly recommend not only watching Everton in Europe, but also travelling to Germany if anyone can to watch a game of football, because it's unlike watching football in many countries. It's a mix of old and new. You are treated like a proper football fan, not a second class citizen. You
Not
can
a hooligan.
no, you can do crazy things like drink beer. You get to stand if you go to Germany.
Yeah.
You get to enjoy nice food and pleasant police looking after you, and
Yeah. Do you get to
all the
not get
things.
rubber bullets shot at your face?
Yeah, all the good things that are
That's
supposed to
nice.
be about football, all these good things that other sports take for granted and we don't get in football. You get them in Germany. They treat you like an adult to do adult things like drink beer and enjoy oneself.
Or
It's
even promote beer.
there's so many things. It's just a fantastic experience. It's just watching Everton in Europe is fantastic anyway. Um, and to watch it in Germany is probably the best thing ever to do. If you can ever watch Everton anywhere in a competitive match, Germany is the country I suggest you go to, because it's fantastic. Just to be, it was the first time I'd been to a European game where I'd stayed a couple of days, and to be there the night before with blues and being in a foreign city, and people people looking after you and you're looking after each other. It's fantastic, and
People
uh,
from all over the place come in.
yeah, I think so. Yeah, yeah. It seemed like a lot of people from different places, and you know. You go and you're treated really well by the locals because they're happy you're there to spend you're spending your money, and it's just a really really good experience. It's almost like it doesn't matter what happens on the pitch. But luckily for us, it was a fantastic performance, a great win.
Yeah.
It secured the group, and there's like nothing. It couldn't have gone any more perfect. It really couldn't. It was absolutely fantastic. And even after the match, we were all in this. There's a few of us in a bar, and all these police turn up and think, oh, what's going on here? What is the are they expecting trouble? Are they thinking we're causing trouble? And all they were doing was securing us from the Wolfsburg fans. A small pocket of Wolfsburg fans had must have been on the way down to try and cause a little bit of trouble, and the police made sure that didn't happen and looked after us. And that's the difference. That really is the
Really?
difference.
Really?
That really is the difference. Everyone's so friendly, and it's brilliant. I love it. It's just you
Yeah.
can't get a better experience.
Yeah. Photos of you from the grounds, from pre and post match and everything. Just it looked quite amazing. I'm glad you got to go, and I hate you.
Yeah, good for you, Eric. Good for you. You get to live in Kansas. You remember that. You remember that
Um.
special
mm,
thing every day.
yeah.
But you know what is great as well, and this is something we don't get to do in England, but just being on mainland Europe and just sort of being able to get on a train and go to different countries is so weird. And just going from like place to place, and it's brilliant. And trains actually work in Europe. They don't work here. They work in Europe, which is an added bonus. But yeah, falling asleep on a train drunk and waking up in a foreign country is brilliant. Another country, it's brilliant. I
Right.
love it. I love it.
You
I
should
want
go do
more
that
of it.
right now.
I want more of it. I want more.
Well, we'll have at least one more.
Yeah, hopefully more than one. Yeah,
Yeah,
hopefully
well, yeah, hopefully more.
more
I
than
was
one.
like, hopefully at least one more. What I mean, what do you mean? We won
No,
our group. We won
no,
our
no.
group.
Hopefully a
We,
few more
we
because it's
we've won our group with a
yeah.
match to go. If you look at our fixtures, Krasnodar at home is by far and away got to be the easiest match of the six. And we didn't even need that one. We didn't even need the points from that one. And we won the group of death all things considered,
Yeah.
mostly because we were in that group.
To be fair,
Ev-
though, Wolfsburg had about 97 shots on target. They will be amazed that they got beat 6-1 over the two games. That is an incredible stat considering for both games they had so many
Because
shots.
Tim Howard is awesome
Oh yeah, Eric, of course he
in against
is.
Wolfsburg.
Of course he is, Eric. You imagine they were from
Except for
Belgium.
the spot, or except for the free kick that went in.
Yeah,
That was horrible.
I'm saving all me Tim Howard stuff. We're building up
For
Tim Howard.
for some other time.
No, for about 20
This is
minutes.
a pro Tim Howard podcast.
Oh, it's endorsed by Tim Howard and Tourette's. Mm. Yeah. So it was a fantastic trip. Fantastic. You know,
Two well taken goals, even though
great
we
goals.
we
Lukaku was
almost fell over
fantastic.
on both of them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
But
better pass, Morales to Lukaku or Lukaku to Morales.
the ball to Lukaku from Lukaku was special,
Yeah.
very special. It was fantastic. It was just brilliant. It was just well timed goals.
Yep.
It's fantastic. What can you say? Great trip. €28 to go and watch it, and that was the expensive ticket. And great ground, great place, nice people,
Yep.
great
Blue
time.
Pyro.
Just everything. Get out of everything. Just no messing about.
Even
No
though I did
idiots.
see that there was like hardly any Everton fans there.
Well, there was hardly any at all.
Yeah.
According to some
It was
journalists, but no, it was
yeah.
great. Great time. Absolutely
What a
fantastic
numbnuts
experience.
that dude is.
I know. It's just such a brilliant experience watching Everton in Europe. It's I don't know. It's weird. It's like you don't worry necessarily about the game as such. You just when you're in the group stage, you don't.
Yeah,
Really,
I think
just,
the next one's going to definitely be different.
Yeah, the next one's different. Yeah.
But I definitely was not confident in us going in there and winning, let alone getting a result. I was hoping for just a result, but to go in there and get a clean sheet, put two past them, win the group with one to go, beat Wolfsburg over two legs 6-1. I mean, they're second in the Bundesliga. They've got a lot of things going for them, which is in the league, which is very different than us. We do not have much going for us in the league right now, Ped.
No, we suck.
Yeah.
We really do suck.
I wish I had sad Hulk music. I could play it right now. I'm about to cry because we've dropped like all the points from winning positions this year.
12 points. We'll be in second place. We suck.
How many points have we gotten from losing positions?
I don't know. I don't care.
I think like 2.
Hardly any.
Yeah.
No, well, Spurs on Sunday, everyone was on a high from the game, and everyone really thought we could go into this game guns blazing.
Yeah. Master goal from Morales.
Spurs team was pretty weak. Fantastic, you just said, great goal from Morales, and then
masterful, yeah, amazing.
And then stuff, Eric, stuff happened.
Okay, so this would now be the bad part of the show.
Bad part.
Yes.
So.
Because after we went up 1-0 at White Hart Lane, it was not good.
Well, this is
kind of ugly.
This is my problem.
What is your problem, Ped?
All right, before we talk about a certain individual, the Roberto Martinez at the moment for me is just making fundamental mistakes in the Premier League, and his fundamental mistake is He thinks we are better than we are, and that is his fundamental mistake. He set us up against Spurs with Barkley, Etu, Morales,
Lukaku.
Lukaku, and it's ridiculous. He thinks that he just thinks we're better than what we are. He thinks that we will outpass everybody, and when we don't, it's somehow I don't know. It's almost like, and this applies to the whole game as well. It's somehow like, well, we had a plan, we stuck to the plan, things happened,
Hmm.
and I'm happy because we did what we came and we played football, and it didn't work out, but it's okay. Um, and you can't do that because it doesn't work all the time. In football, you've got to be pragmatic and you've got to say at times, we're on our arse. We've got players missing, we've got players coming back from injury, we've got
Hmm.
players that are tired. We've got to go into this game and say, right, what we're going to do today is we're going to be solid and we're going to make sure we don't concede any goals or we don't concede any stupid goals. And then we're going to let the players at the front do their job and hope that they do enough to get us a goal. Now Morales scores a wonder goal, so you say, right, you've done that, you've done the bit, you've got one of your offensive players is gone and scored a wonder goal,
Hmm.
and then you just have to sort of defend for your life, play on the counter attack because we're 1-0 up, and that's what
Hmm.
any other team would do at Goodison Park. They would go and sit back and they'd say, right, come and attack us, and we'll sit back. But what we do is we leave ourselves wide open, and we do this all the time. Um, we're just wide open. You can just carve us open at will. Most teams have this season because we just haven't got this approach where we're just going to say, right, we're gonna be really clever now. And that's when we're playing away certainly, and it's so
Right.
frustrating because we're
Is
not the
is
best
that
team
the is that the difference because we're playing away? Because we have in the past talked about when we
Mm,
get that first pressing and pushing
mm.
and going for the second. So is
But
it strictly because we're away? I mean, in the Wolfsburg match, we were definitely set up to counterattack. We knew they were going to come at us with everything, and so the counterattack was on the entire match. And
mm,
in this game at Spurs, we go up and get the lead, but it seemed like it almost was too easy. And we thought, oh hey, we just beat Wolfsburg at
mm.
Wolfsburg. Spurs is not nearly as good as they are, so we're just going to keep rolling, and and it came back to bite us.
it, it's always too easy for us, though. That's the way we play. You see us all the time. Just when you're at home, and when you're away, obviously it's two different ways. When we're at home and we go 1-0 up, you want us to keep going and just kill the opposition. But when you're away, you don't necessarily want to do that. You want to, there's going to be a reaction from the home fans, from the team, and everything else. So what you got to do is for like 20 minutes, you've got to say, right, let's kill this. Let's stop them playing and let's control the ball a little bit. And we don't because we're just so wide open all the time. I mean, against Spurs, there's no way I would have played Samuel Eto'o. Just absolutely no way. I mean, we're missing James McCarthy. He's obviously his legs in there massively.
Missing
Gareth
Naismith.
Gareth Barry doesn't look fit. We're missing Naismith. Baines didn't look fit either.
No,
So
probably should have had Garbett back in there.
you're coping. You're trying to cope with bad things already without
Right.
being so wide open. You've got Barkley out of position. I thought Leon Osman was fantastic against Wolfsburg, and I would have
Right.
left him in there to sit in that midfield alongside Barry, message bit of energy, and just play off those. Let them control. Let them be defensive, and let the players in front of them do what they need to do. And we're just wide open, and it's ridiculous. And then they go down, they score a goal from a mistake. Well, numerous mistakes, really, but really bad defending. This time, just kicking the ball away. I mean, these. this this thing about 1-0 up again. We're playing away from home, and the goalkeeper has taken really, really goal kicks and putting the defenders under pressure straight away. Defenders who don't even want the ball, they don't want the
Right.
ball, and he's kicking the ball away, and it comes back, and then another poor mistake, and they've scored, and that just gave them the lift, and it took all the life out of us, and we never looked from that point on like we were going to do anything, and they go and score another quite easy goal with a player who hasn't scored, forever, which always happens, of course, and
Yep.
we from that point we're really struggling because we're having to chase the game now, and suddenly those legs are suddenly feeling a lot tighter, and he only makes a couple of substitutions, and you're just thinking, you're looking at it and just thinking, we've got nothing to offer here. We're just running around, and then after the game comes out and says, "Oh, how good, how well we played, and how unlucky we were." Well, we weren't unlucky, were we? We were set up wrong from the start, the wrong
Right.
philosophy, and Spurs were just a lot healthier and a lot fitter, and they pressed us and they pushed right on our centre backs to try and give away the ball as much as possible. And because we've got no one in that engine room, you've got Besic, Barry, and Etu. It's not exactly packed full of pace in there, so
Right.
you know it's that the manager's got it wrong there completely for me.
Yeah. I it's it's definitely frustrating to see how well we can play one week and how poor it is the next match. I mean,
Hmm.
yeah, 3 matches in 7 days is a lot with a lot of travel for the
Hmm.
club,
It,
especially with all the
yeah.
injuries. It's you can't make excuses because we're not the only team that did it. Yeah, Spurs were at home, um, but
But this is what I'm saying about being pragmatic. You've got to look at the situation and say,
we
right,
don't have the legs to push this.
yeah, so
Let's
let's be clever. Let's
and
allow our good players to win us the game.
yeah,
And that's where Martinez is coming unstuck a little bit for me. He I don't know whether he generally thinks this, but it feels like he thinks we're better than what we are, or better than anyone
the thing
else.
the thing is we have moments where we are really good and we have the quality at times to be able to be the team that he obviously thinks we are. It's
Mm.
just we are not consistent enough. On one Facebook group, someone asked in a word to describe Everton this week, and I said bipolar.
Well, I just don't think we've been very good at all this season, Eric. I just think we've been rubbish this season. I can't. They're my honest feelings. I just don't think we've been good at all, apart from the odd game. I mean, we've only won 4 league games. We've only,
Right.
that's awful. Europa League, we've
Villa,
been
West Brom. Yeah.
West Ham, yeah, and
Uh,
what's the other one? I can't remember. Yeah, at in the Europa League, we've done great, and it almost feels like he set it all up for the Europa League to get us through, and not
right.
really worry too much about the league. Um, and
The thing
I just don't think we've been good in league at all this season. I think I think it all started in pre-season. I've said this numerous times. I think it started in pre-season. I thought we were rubbish in pre-season, and it's gone from there. The injuries have been really. I mean, the injuries have been really bad. We all know that. But what's causing all these injuries? I mean, is there a reason behind it? Because we have had a slow start. The players have picked up these injuries. I mean, not all of them, but we seem to be getting hell of a lot of hamstring injuries. Um, so you look at that as well. We haven't been able to get a consistent spine. He wants someone in defence who can come out with the ball. That's been missing recently, so that's put a lot of pressure on us.
right.
We've been getting injuries in areas where we don't have that much depth either, so that's another problem. I also think and I've said this before, his use of rotation isn't brilliant either. I mean, for me, I would have left Eto on the bench on Sunday, yeah, and then started him against Hull.
Hull.
That to me is a more realistic. But you start see that's again that just what I'm saying is it's being pragmatic. You don't for me you can start Eto in certain games, but in other games you've got to be more realistic.
Well, let's
Um,
get into the third match of this this week, and Hull at home. Um, man,
yeah, but
it's
But he brings
just
Osman in. He brings Osman. The team that starts against Hull was the team I would like to have seen against Spurs. That to
right,
me makes more sense. It's a lot more solid in the middle, and it's allowing the fullbacks to get forward, and it's allowing the three men up front to do what they want to do. That to me makes a lot more would have made a lot more sense away from home
right.
than it. So that for me, he's got the teams completely wrong, the wrong way round. Now whether there's fatigue issues, fair enough. We're not privy to that kind of information, but that's the kind of team I would have liked to have seen started in Spurs. So whether that was a reaction or to the fact that we got beaten in Spurs, I don't know, but that's where I would like to have seen a start.
Yeah, lots of crosses coming in for Hull. Um, just just giving the ball away again, just giving the ball away in bad positions. Um, but it didn't hurt us in the first half. A couple of times in the first half, Barkley looked like he was game for doing something special. He really turns quickly, gets his head down, and uh, drives the ball forward really quickly. That's about the only person on our side that I really thought had something in him. Morales looked like he was up for it. Lukaku's first touch is still just constantly letting himself down with that. It's just he just cannot seem to keep it close enough. And then he has to take a couple of steps and touches to get it back under control. And by that time, it's got to go backwards usually.
I thought Lukaku had a good game. I'll be honest. I thought he had a good game. I thought him and Morales worked really well to each other. First half, we were really, really slow. Uh, but as the gates half wore on, we got a little bit better, And funny enough, the goal came from a long ball, flick on from Lukaku. Fantastic play by Morales and a great finish by Lukaku. And we went in 1-0, and I was satisfied that we haven't played too well, but we'd got the goal. And I really did think second half we'd come out and steamroll them. I thought we had all the players in the right places.
Yep.
Everyone had done the job and I was moving through the gears, and
Baines
they were.
has to go off and get treatment for bloody nose. He does come back on the pitch about the same time they have to sub off and bring on their striker that hasn't scored in as long as Soldado. But
But the difference is, Eric, I think, is that we come out second half and we looked like a team that was 3-0 up.
yeah,
We're all, you've got Morales trying to lob the goalkeeper with the outside of his foot from outside
right,
the area, and
right.
we looked like a team that was 3-0 up. Where we're knocking it around, and the body language, and it's all this and that and the other, and then the next minute they score out of nothing with their first shot, and
Yes,
we're stunned then. And how many times has that happened this season where we're 1-0 up and
too many.
the opposition score and we look stunned, as in to say, well, what do we do now? We don't know what to do. Instead of coming out for that second half and going, hey, this job is nowhere near over. We've got to get into these. There's an old thing in Sunday League football. You score and you go, it's 0-0. It's 0-0.
Right.
Forget about it being 1-0. It's 0-0. We go and get another one.
Yeah.
That's it's that mentality. Steve Bruce sent the team out and probably just said to them, just work hard and you'll get something here. You'll get a chance. When you get it, take it. And
Yeah.
that's what happened. And we didn't make any chances in that second half, and that is the most frustrating thing. We are just knocking it about and nothing's really happening. Whereas we should be coming out second half going, let's get this game finished. Let's get this game done and over with. We've had a
Right.
long week. It's been tough. It's been hard. Let's get this game finished.
Is
So
that the
that
difference in this match versus Obviously, a better side in Spurs at White Hart Lane that's the difference right there.
Well, it's almost like, you I don't know. Again, it's this idea that we are better than everybody else when we're clearly not. And the penny's got to drop somewhere where someone actually looks at it, looks at the table and goes, you know what, actually things aren't great. We are not picking up points, whether we
Right.
deserve them or not. You win plenty of points by not deserving them. We did it last season,
Hmm.
and that's what all the best teams do. They pick up points when they don't deserve it because
Right.
the winning instinct takes over, and that's why Chelsea are so good because they've got so many winners and so many leaders on the pitch that when they're not even playing well, the winning mentality just takes over and they grind results out. All the best teams have got that. And we don't seem to have it. We don't seem to have that winning mentality. You've heard Lukaku after the games going, I don't understand what's going on. I don't understand why we're not winning these games. Well, the reason we're not winning it is because we're not winning it. We're not getting 1-0 up and then going and getting 2-0 up and then there's got to be a point where that starts to happen where you look at the West Ham game. Actually, that was one of the only times this season where we weren't the better team, but we stuck in and grounded out and got something, and that's why it felt so good. And Hull was the classic case. There was no atmosphere in the ground. People are bored. I can hear them people talking around me saying this is boring. This is boring to
Yeah.
watch.
Yeah.
That's
It
that's
was
the worst
it was
thing.
very flat, and I yeah, there, but there's nothing
People are
to get excited about.
Exactly. People are sitting there going, "This is boring. What is this?" And that's where the frustrations are coming from. It's not from the results as such. It's from people sitting there going, "This is really, really boring. This is not enjoyable to watch. It's lifeless. We're not making chances. There's no excitement. There's no, on the edge of your seat for anything. And that's the main frustration at the moment. Just I don't understand it. And that's why people are getting frustrated with Roberto Martinez. They really are. Is that
No
it's
sense of urgency, no sense
no, there's
of
no sense of agency. There's no sense of let's get this game won. There's no sense of we need this 3 points. It'll be all right. It'll be all right. Don't
right.
worry about it. It's all right. We're doing
Well,
well in the Europa League. Don't
yeah,
worry about
we've won our group in Europa League. We can keep
that.
saying
That's
that.
it. That's
Yeah,
what he keeps
but
saying.
we're
Even
sitting
someone
up.
asked him. Someone asked him after the game and said, "Are you not worried that you only won 2 games at home?" And he went, "Well, no, we've won. We beat Lille and we beat Wolfsburg." That wasn't the question he got asked.
Right.
Europe and the Premier League are completely two different things. If he really likes Europe, if he wants to stay in it, he's going to have to, either win the trophy or finish in a position. And that sense of agency just doesn't seem to be there. But I mean, you put the blame a little bit on the players, but the players are doing what they're told. It's very clear. Players do what they're told. I mean, Tim Howard just continually keeps throwing the ball out to the centre backs, and there was a time in the first half where he actually threw the ball to Jagielka, and Jagielka had 2 men on him, and Jagielka very cleverly stepped into the box and took the goal kick. So the goal kick had to be taken again. It was very smart play by him, but that's the kind of thing they're doing. Players are doing things that they're being taught, but they're not using their heads. They're not wondering whether it's the right thing to do. They're just doing it because that's what they're being told to do. He's obviously saying to Howard, get it moving quick, get it to the fullbacks, get it to the centre backs. Let's get the ball back and playing, get playing. It's not working. At times you've got to just say, listen, this is not working. Let's do something a little bit different and just get 3 points. Let's
Yeah.
go long. It's already worked. Let's go long. It's already worked. Let's do it again. It's whatever he's saying at the moment, it's not working, and there's got to be a little bit of a change in the way he wants to do things because we're coming into a very, very dangerous period now where points need to be picked up. They really, really need to be picked up because I'm not suggesting we're going to find ourselves in any danger, but if you
Right.
find yourself in that space between the relegation zone and the teams going for Europe, it can be a very, very long, boring season, and people get disinterested.
Right.
And
And we're sitting there right now. We're 11th on 18 points. We're
yeah,
we're we're now 7 points behind Man United.
yeah, which is, I mean, it's not necessarily a problem at the moment,
But they started so horribly that it,
but they're
at
picking up wins. They're picking
right,
up
yeah,
wins. They're picking up wins, Eric.
absolutely.
And
We're
can I
six
tell you?
points behind West Ham after we beat West Ham and got so close to them. We're
And they're
now
picking up
6 points.
wins.
Yeah,
They're picking up wins, and Swansea are picking up wins. Wins, they're just grinding wins out.
Arsenal's scoring in the 88th minute to get a win over Southampton, and it's just uh, it's just frustrating because we're at the tail end, and we might even, I mean, you could even consider us falling off the tail end because there's a chunk of teams with 20 points and 22 and 23 and 24, and
We've
we're on
got
18.
a Villa two. I think Villa are 2 points behind
Yeah,
us.
they're 2 points behind us. Villa's 2 points behind us. We are
That's a
six
team that is supposed to be in trouble.
six
Uh,
points above relegation, and we are 6 points out of fifth.
and the big thing at the moment is I don't hear like anyone saying, "Well, West Ham are a fantastic team" or "Swansea are playing fantastic football." They're just getting wins. They're just grinding wins
Yeah,
out. Southampton. No one's saying, "Oh, they're an amazing football team." They're just getting wins. They found a formula how to win games, and they're
yeah.
winning them. And
I
and that's
really
what.
don't think any team 3 through 10 above us are that much better than we are. They are
No,
just
but they've got a
not
formula.
drawing matches.
They've got a
Yeah,
formula for winning.
yeah,
They've got a formula. Now, a lot of people can say, well, Everton have only lost 1 in 10 or whatever it is. Well, that's fine. But they still find themselves, in 11th place,
yeah.
not beating sides they should be beating, playing very poorly, fans getting disenchanted because of the way they're playing. This has been going on all season. And some of them need, the manager needs to kick up the backside and someone to say, you know what, you really just need to start like getting wins under the belt. But it's an interesting point you raised about Manchester United there. There's a reason why Manchester United are doing well. There's a reason why Manchester United are picking up points without playing well
Referee
sometimes.
bribes?
No, it's called the goalie, Eric.
Oh,
The,
yeah.
the goalie wins them games. He wins them games. He won them the game against us. He won them the game on Tuesday night with I think a save in the last minute. He wins the game, and that at the moment is the big difference between a major difference between us and a lot of other sides. Is that
In the league.
every time someone takes a shot at us, it goes in, and that
Yeah.
is a big problem, Eric.
Yep.
And we know. People, there's a lot of we have we've got a lot of American listeners out there, and a lot of people. The time we do the show, people listen to it live and stuff. You've got to let go, kids. You've got to let go because he's not doing
It's not
anyone
good
any
right
favor.
now.
It's horrible. It's horrible,
It's
Eric.
it's not good.
That, that
The goal against Hull
Well, the
is
goal against Spurs, the first one, he pushes it out back into play.
right.
And the lad gets lucky. It bounces in. I understand that. The one against Hull, I mean, Silva and Distan, it's how bad that is. It's just ridiculously how bad it is. He's so flat-footed. It's incredible. Him and Bai had pretty poor games, but they're getting to an age where they can't play that many games in a week. They were both really poor. But Tim Howe gets beaten on his near post. You cannot get beat on your near post. You close that gap and you say drill it across me. That's what you do, and that is shocking. That is shocking. I'm sorry, but it's shocking.
Yep.
And I
I
think
agree. I
I think
fully agree.
I've seen 3 or 4 blogs today about Tim Howard. Very well written, very well constructed. And listen, people are starting to realise he's he's
Drop him
intelligent.
drop him for a game. Drop him for
No, listen. If you're going to drop him, you can't just bring Joel in for one game. If you're going to bring Joel in, you've got to bring him in for a stretch. You've got to. You can't just let a kid come in for one game and say, prove it today. Listen, he's in a horror. He's 35. He's in terrible form. He's made the most mistakes second most mistakes in the Premier League that have led to goals directly. Um, you know, the Sunderland goalkeeper's number one. I mean, that just shows you how bad it is. Um, he's in horrific
And
form.
he played out of his mind against us.
Well, last season, yeah, he's in terrible, terrible form. Teams are having one shot and scoring. Chelsea had 8 shots and scored 6. This is what's going on. I know this is not a this is not a this is not a personal thing. This is not an attack on him. I love Tim Howard. I think he's fantastic. I love what he's done for the club, who he's brought into the club fan wise. The
It's not
role.
an anti-American thing.
No, it's why would it be from me
I
especially?
don't know, but hey,
Especially me.
I'm just putting it out there, man.
Landon's on the wall in my room. I love what Everton have done in America. I embrace it as much as anyone. But the guy is
Right, but
it's
that's
just
just what I'm getting from
hmm.
Everton
Well,
supporters over here
it's
is
led
that
to go on.
it instead of objectively looking at how crappy Tim Howard has been more recently than all season. I think early on it was a lot of changes in Distan and Jags were flat-footed on quite a bit of goals, but definitely lately there's been shots that just should not have seen the back of the net, and the criticism of Tim Howard, I don't know if it tugs a heartstring or if it cuts too deep or if it's too close to home or whatever it is, because there definitely is a bit of Tim Howard American apologizing going on,
Jingoism, isn't it? Listen,
and,
I've read.
I love Tim Howard. I think he's an amazing person. He's done so much great stuff for soccer in America. He's just not good enough lately, and it has nothing to do with his nationality.
Of course it doesn't.
And
Of course it
and
doesn't. It's
and
got
I think
nothing to do with that.
people need to get past it. It has absolutely nothing to do with anything other than the fact that whenever he's on the pitch, between the lines, it just is not up to the standard that maybe we expect from him. Maybe we expect more out of him
It's not to
personally.
him. It's
And,
I
and,
expect this.
and
I expect it from a Premier League goalkeeper, Eric.
right.
I expect more out of a Premier League goalkeeper. I see both sides of it. I see both sides of it on Twitter. I see Americans reacting, saying, "Well, it's every time there's a mistake, you just blame Howard," and then I see a lot of
No, because I blame Distan a lot, and I blame
no.
Barry a
And then I
lot.
see
Barry's given the ball away way too much lately.
yeah, and then I see the other side of it where it's people are saying, well, I see it from both sides. People are saying, the Americans are saying, well, you just blame Howard for everything, and we're saying, well, you are just defending Howard blindly. So I see it from both sides. But the problem is that every time a goal goes past Howard should be saving it. That's the top and bottom of it. There aren't many goals this season. The ratio to goals to shots to goals is ridiculous.
Yeah.
He's making mistakes left, right, and centre for goals. I hate when people say, "Well, he's a good shot stopper." He's a Premier League goalkeeper. He should be a good shot stopper, but he should be good at mostly everything. And I see so many things. I see people say, "Oh, well, the goalkeeper is only as good as his back four." Nonsense, absolute nonsense. That is the biggest load of crap I've ever heard in my life. Right, the goalkeeper is a specialised position that is there to save the ball. It doesn't matter. Okay, if you've got a really, really crappy defence and it's allowing like 15 shots every game, then
Like the Americans in the World Cup.
exactly. Then the ratio of goals you're going to concede, of course, will most likely be higher. But it doesn't mean that the ratio of mistakes has to be higher. And at the moment, we are like conceding goals like 1 for every 2 shots. Some games it's less, some games it's 1 shot, 1 goal, and you just look at it, and I can't for the life of me understand how anyone couldn't be happy to have Tim Howard in goal at the moment, because he's been absolutely atrocious this season. And
The
I'm not
problem
in.
is people that are frustrated with Tim Howard probably have less faith in Joel than they do
But that
in
shouldn't
Steven.
be it. That should, for me, that
Well,
shouldn't
it's
be.
not a reason to keep Howard in there, but it makes it really hard to call for it. If you don't like what you're eating and you know what's the alternative and it's worse than what you're eating, then you just keep eating what you got.
But unfortunately, how do people really know what Joel's like? Okay, couple of performances, couple of shaky
Yeah, last
performances,
year in the
but
Cup.
but that's of course going to happen. He came in a really important FA Cup game against Arsenal away, and he was shaky, and that was clear. Now, if you bring him in and you bed him in and you give him a few games and he builds his confidence up, then you might see a completely different goalkeeper. You know, and play
So
Krasnodar
you
next week.
bring him in, have him play until uh, January,
Oh, well, I just
and
put him in.
and
I just put him in and see what
well, no,
happens.
no, 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 listen, have him play till January, see what you have, and if it's not good enough, you need another keeper. If it's good
Well, there you
enough,
go.
you need
There you
another
go.
keeper anyways.
There you go. You took the words out of my mouth. We're coming into the window now, and I would be severely disappointed if we weren't looking for another goalkeeper. Because if he's not good enough, then we need a new backup goalkeeper or a new first team goalkeeper. It's as simple as that. Because
Right.
we can't keep going along like this. I'm sorry, we can't. Well,
Not a, right.
it's costing us games. I mean, yes, our defense is been pretty terrible, but you know what? There's been a lot worse teams with worse defenses who've done fantastically well because they've had a really good goalkeeper making saves for them. That's what they're there for. After all,
Yeah.
they're the goalkeeper, and I just can't go on. Listen, for me, you're an Everton supporter, and you know you you will see players come and go. I was at the game, Leeds away, the day that Thomas Myra made his debut. He was bought the week before. We all thought he was going to be sort of like jostling with Southall, or he was going to take over from Southall. No, he was straight into the team. Southall was dropped, and that was it. And that was it. That was the end of it. Now, Myra never worked out long term, but Southall was just, as far as the manager is concerned, he was finished. He needed
It's
to be
done.
replaced, and he was done. And we never really got another really good goalkeeper till Nigel Martin come in. But even Nigel Martin, Richard, he came in as sort of understudy. Richard Wright got injured. Um, we paid good money for Richard Wright. Nigel Martin comes in, and that's it. He doesn't get replaced till he retires because he was so good. And then you've got Tim Howard coming, and Tim Howard's been fantastic. But everyone's got a sell-by date. I mean, what do you do? You just wait till his contract expires, regardless of how
Right.
well he's playing, just because you like him because he's a nice guy. No, I'm sorry, he's costing Everton points,
Yeah,
and
we've
someone
talked
needs to
about
be.
this since the first episode of the podcast. He's not had anybody behind him to challenge him to force him to. I mean, it's been his position without any question for forever.
Yeah,
And
and you know what? He's deserved to be in there. He's deserved to be our number one. He's been fantastic. And you know what? This doesn't mean that this is the end of him. Yeah, he's 35, 36, but he's a guy who fantastically looks after himself. He's in great shape. He's took this leave of absence from the American team, to sort of keep himself fresh and stuff. But
right.
I don't know. It's just not working for him. Nothing's working for him, and I don't want him in the
Robot.
team. Robot, 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 robot.
Yep.
Heroes in a half shell. Turtle power.
All right, let's wrap this up soon. Go break.
Yeah. Yeah.
Getting long. Say something.
Cat, cat.
Mm,
Monkey, monkey.
mm,
Elephant, elephant.
mm.
Where was I up to?
48 minutes.
No, where was I up to?
I don't know.
You may want to keep himself fresh and stuff, but
Right.
I don't know. It's just not working for him. Nothing's working for him. And
There you go.
okay, and
Still robot.
okay,
Robot, robot.
okay.
Robot, robot. Domo arigato. Ped roboto. That's really weird to whistle when you're Robotnik. Hmm. Say hi, everybody. You all can ask us questions on the Q&A thing down at the bottom. Wow, Ped's Robotnik.
You can do it.
Oh, he's on Robotnik.
You can do it.
Do it. Do it.
Okay.
Right, this is where you're at.
Keep himself fresh and stuff, but
Right.
I don't know. It's just not working for him. Nothing's working for him, and I'll go from and.
Go.
And I just think that the time is right for him to go out the side, possibly start. I mean, it'll probably start. He won't play against Krasnodar, so
Nobody should play against Krasnodar. We'll talk about that in a little bit.
We'll talk about that in a minute,
Right.
But listen, it's nothing personal. It's nothing personal. It's business. Everton becomes before all the players.
Even your own country.
Even people who live next door to me couldn't
Right.
care less. It's about Everton Football Club. You've picked your side, and it shouldn't make a difference where that person comes from. Once they are, not playing well, then
Done.
yeah.
All right. Break time. We'll be right back. Seriously, folks, if you care to chime in, drop us a line on the Q&A.
Q&A.
Yeah. Not comments on the show.
No. Don't tweet us.
those.
Don't tweet us.
Tweets, okay. I've got that up.
The Q&A. I like the Q&A thing. It's cool.
Well, the Q&A is cool because we can pull it straight into the live broadcast on YouTube.
We don't have to look at phones or anything.
Yeah. It's kind of like all there already in there and stuff.
Cool. Let's go. Good time, man.
All right. Okay. Fine. Fine then. Do it. All right. We're back on Follow-tonians. Big thanks to After Services Limited and Dick Huberton Books and me
maybe
for
not.
putting up with Ped and his anti-American hate.
Yes. Yes. You capitalist pigs.
Yeah, you don't like Americans that play for Everton.
You capitalist pigs, as I sit here on my iPhone looking at my iMac at Eric.
Right. Cupertino, California jerks.
Yeah, and I've just been watching Sons of Anarchy. So
that's just perpetuating stereotypes that
that's an awesome program, by the way. I'm Sons of Anarchy. I give it 2 thumbs up. It's amazing. I love it.
You don't have any
I
thumbs.
want to be a biker.
You don't have any thumbs. You can't give thumbs up.
Actually, someone in it doesn't have any thumbs.
Yeah.
That's a different story. Keep going now.
So we get to go to Manchester City. Yay!
Okay. We're gonna lose. We're gonna lose big.
Yeah, it's not gonna be pretty.
Okay, let's talk about positive things.
Positive things. Lukaku has scored quite a few goals in a run of games for us.
Well,
So
Morales and Lukaku are looking very,
Morales
very
is
good.
looking like they're looking like a pretty good partnership. Quite a few assists and goals between the two of them.
I suppose that was another disappointment from the other night was that Morales had to come off, early because of the injury. Well, not the injury, but
Lack of fitness
looking after
and
the fitness. So
yeah,
that you can understand that. But those two are playing really well together, and
so
Lukaku is getting better every week. No matter what anyone says, his scoring rate's getting much better, and him and Morales are playing well. So that's good.
yeah,
Uh,
another positive. John Stones is every day closer to coming back into the squad.
God, can't wait for that guy to get back. But
Right.
also, I mean, let's hope that McCarthy and Naismith are maybe available soon because we're missing them massively. We're missing their energy. We're missing their drive.
Can we just play the U21s at City as a warm up for the
Yeah,
Krasnodar match?
yeah. But they're not going to have company. I don't think he's not going to be fit, and they're going to massively have one eye. They're going to have one eye on this Champions League game against Roma, which is a massive game for them.
Oh, huge match
Huge,
for them.
that's a huge game for them because
Right.
their owners are expecting them to get out the group now in the Champions League. I mean, put so much money into it, and
Yeah,
obviously,
I mean they lose that, they drop down to Europa League with us.
yeah, and that's where the losers are, except unless you're already in it, which makes you winners. But
Right.
so their managers under pressure, so they might take their eye off the ball for this game, and that's where we might be able to capitalize. I mean, I know we've all been feeling sorry for ourselves, but if we can go there, and as I've said, we can be clever. We don't go out all guns blazing. We be a little bit more clever about how we play a little bit
Subdued. Cheeky.
play a little bit more on the break. Got Morales, we've got Lukaku, we've got Barkley, we've got the fullbacks. Be a little bit more clever.
We don't have
Defend,
anybody else.
defend better. Who knows? That's what we got to look
Naismith.
at. Let's stop
Naismith
feeling.
back anytime soon.
I really hope he is back soon. McCarthy's not. He said McCarthy's not injured. He said McCarthy's basically fatigued. I
Hmm.
don't know how that works, but he said he's not injured. He's just fatigued. So
I'm
God knows.
fatigued.
I'm fatigued, man. Tim Howard makes me fatigued. Um, so yeah, it's one of those games where you sort of you dismiss from the start, and then if you get anything, it's a bonus. So,
Yeah.
but if we could get something, it would really boost us because
If we get
really,
something, Chelsea win the league.
yeah, yeah. But really, we haven't got another game after this in real terms for 9 days. So
Hmm.
first team wise, so that's a big break. Then that's going to be like one of the longest breaks we're going to get over this
Yeah.
period. So
Which
we've got to
which harkens back to how big that win at Wolfsburg was.
yeah again. So and probably one of the reasons he put such a strong team out against Wolfsburg to try and get that win. So if we could pick something up on Saturday, it would make such a massive difference to confidence levels to going into this next big period. If we lose, I mean that's you know, if we can have a good, if we were to get beat, but it was a good performance, then I suppose you say, well, you look at what we've got. We are struggling. We'll have had 4 games in the space of what 9 days, and for the likes of Barry and Distan, and not just them. I suppose Jagielka's not. You're not getting a younger. Baines has had an injury. You will have a lot of the same
He's had an
players.
injury and then he got punched in the face a couple times and
We are missing alternatives, which makes it even stranger that he didn't use 3 subs in both games. Very, very strange. I don't quite get that.
very
But
Moyes-esque.
very, 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 yeah. It was just missing Heitinger coming on with 2 minutes to go.
That's all right. Distin looked a lot like Heitinga, so
He did. Same spot and everything. But if we,
uh,
I think
should we play Distin at defensive midfield soon?
play him in goal. No, play Jags in goal actually.
Ja- I thought about that.
But
Maybe if we bring in Joel and he's absolute crap, we'll just put Jags in goal.
put Jags in.
Can Jags play in goal against Krasnodar? That'd be pretty
Mhm.
sweet.
But
I think we're doing what we call digressing now, Pat.
Listen, there's no pressure on us. There's no pressure on us. We go there, we try and play. Let's, you know, let's
Right.
have a
We're
let's have
not
a
going to finish top two this year, Ped.
yeah. Let's have a game plan. That means that we don't set out like allowing them to come and smash us. I mean, they beat Sunderland 4-1 in the week, which doesn't mean very much. Aguero is just in amazing form. You know, he's arguably
We don't want them to pick up a red card either because they seem to be better when
yeah.
they're down a man.
Well, listen, they've got one of the best strikers in the world at the moment in Aguero,
Frank
and
Lampard.
yeah, Frank as well, Fat Frank. Let's just hope. Let's just hope. Um, let's just hope that we can just go in there, have a game plan, stick to the game plan, and hopefully something comes of it. If that's the case, then there might be a possibility. We're
I
good.
mean,
We're a good
we seem
team.
to do well against them. We seem to always give Manchester City a match regardless of where they are in the table. I got to see us beat them 3 years ago.
Yeah.
I can't believe that was 3 years ago. So sad. More Hulk music, please. Okay. No more Hulk.
It's actually James Blunt, actually. So yeah, come on, let's be positive. Let's go in there. Turn that frown upside down.
I think we're gonna win -3 to 1.
I just think if we can catch them, if we can frustrate them, and catch them with
we
that
can
sort.
definitely. They can frustrate us. Why can't they frustrate our opponents?
But if we can frustrate them, and then as the clock keeps ticking, then they've got a half of, because their manager will be saying to them, win this early, and then it's done then, and then you can sort of cruise, and you've got the Champions League game. That's the way their manager will be looking at it. So we've got to frustrate them for as long as we can, try and nick something on the break, which we're capable of doing. We've got good forwards, so we're capable of doing that. So let's hope it goes that way. Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then Krasnodar match. Play a bunch of kids.
Krasnodar, play. We've seen the under-21s playing this week at Goodison Park. 3-2 win against Sunderland. They weren't very good, but they won it. And yet play. Oviedo played in that and scored. Kone scored. Good goal.
Yeah, a nice left-footed shot.
So I would play a lot of them.
And even more.
I'd play a lot of them. I'd have Garbett at left back. I'd play
Browning in there.
Play Actu, play Browning, no one from the first team needs to play. No one. Maybe someone like Pienaar who might need the fitness.
Yeah, I mean we might as well get Atsu in there before Chelsea take him back in January.
Put Atsu
and then send them to Sunderland.
Yeah, unlucky lad, unlucky.
Unlucky.
Like Pienaar who might need the fitness, so you put him in there as well, because I think that he definitely needs to play games. Atsu needs.
Get Morales a full 90.
No, I wouldn't play anyone. No. You're not though.
It's funny. Come on.
It's not funny though, is it? No, man. Play Robles. I don't know.
That's Joel, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Would I play Hibbert? Maybe I'd play Hibbert as well.
And as much crap as we've given Hibbert the past couple of matches he's played,
he's been solid.
So
maybe I'd play Pienaar. Maybe I'd play. I'd probably definitely play Atsu. Definitely play Garber.
Yeah, definitely play.
Maybe play McGeady. Maybe play Hibbert. But play Browning.
McElhaney, get Connor in there. Get Ledson in there. Yeah.
So pretty much just a scratch team. No one who's knocking on the door of the first team necessarily. People who are coming back from injury. People like Pienaar who need 90 minutes under the belt. And go from there. And hopefully someone like Robles might go in, have a good game, and then sort of say to the manager, well, I'm here, I'm playing well, I've played a good game there. I'm ready to go in, and then just give the manager food for thought. Oviedo, if he could play, 90 minutes would be a massive boost for the first team. It really would, having a player in there with his pace, being able
Yeah,
to, you know,
his bionic
Cone,
leg.
Kone, good option as well, coming off the bench. You know, he showed in the U21 game he can hold the ball up really well with his back to goal, giving us just a different option. That's what we need at the moment. We need different options. You know, I'd be interested to see what Ledson plays like. You know, I'm not sure whether he's big enough or strong enough, but you know, while we're struggling in centre midfield because of the fatigue to Barry, and it'd be interesting to see whether he could go in there and dominate in centre midfield.
Yeah. Did you know Kone's yellow hair gives him magical powers?
I didn't know that, Eric. No.
It's well documented. He said it so himself.
Oh, okay. Does it give him magic powers to sit in his ass for a year?
No, but he can ride a camel better.
Good luck to him.
Hmm.
Good luck to him. So yeah, that's
Um,
what I would do. That's what I would do for the Krasnodar game. I think it's not
you
important,
know what
but
I
it
would
is.
do for the Krasnodar game? I would sign Kevin Morales to a longer contract.
Well, that's what I would do. But before we go on to that, what I was supposed to say is, the Krasnodar game is not important,
No.
but actually it is quite important because
Yes.
what it is, it will give
I'm
much
confused.
needed game time to players who really really need it in a competitive atmosphere.
It's a very important friendly.
It is basically that's what it is.
Absolutely.
It's a very
It's
very
very
important
important
friendly.
and friendly.
Well, I wouldn't
That
say friendly. I'd just say it's a very very important run out for the players involved. Every player that plays
what's
in
the
that
difference
game,
between it and a friendly?
because it's friendly, idiot.
Um,
Um, every,
er,
every player who plays in that game, there'll be something worth it for them. The goalkeeper knocking on the door, tell the manager he's about. Browning, he needs to show the manager that he can do it. Oviedo, Kone, McElhaney, they need to show the manager that they're fit and ready to go in. Ledson, the same. Even
yep.
someone McGeady, if he plays, he's got to show. Atsu's the same. He's got to
Yeah,
show.
because FA
Pienaar,
Cup's
he's got
coming.
to get. Yeah, Pienaar's got to show fitness, because if he's fit, he can be really important to the way
Mhm.
Everton play using Baines and such forth. So, although it's not an important game, it is a really important game for those players.
And I just don't understand you. It's not important. It's important. It's
You're American. You like Tim Howard. Shut up.
okay. Can I talk
American.
now?
Yeah, you can talk now.
Okay. Any other club news? I had mentioned rumors of Morales' contract being offered in the summer. It needs to be offered
Yeah. It
now.
looks like he. Well, Martinez is saying we're going to get sorted out in the summer, which basically sounds like they've agreed on something, which is quite interesting because I never thought Morales would sign another contract. I thought he'd leave, but that's just me. My
Yeah,
negative.
I hear you, but I definitely think he's having a lot of fun with Lukaku.
Well, it looks like it playing on PS4 on a train, doesn't it? But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I just thought Morales just seemed like one of those players who might be ready for the next step. That's all. But then again, he can sign a contract and still leave. It wouldn't change anything really. But no, yeah, he's a brilliant player. Always does. He's a very very important player for us. He's become so much more consistent in the last year as well. So,
Yep.
fantastic stuff. Get him tied down and then sell him for £85 million.
Um, women's Everton ladies new players.
I hadn't noticed that
I haven't either.
I had not noticed that they had a new left back from New Zealand. I
I
hadn't
I don't
noticed.
know what you're talking about.
I
Anything
don't
else,
know.
Ben?
I don't know either. I'm married. I don't know anything about. Don't know. Anything else? No. No.
All right. Say goodbye,
Can't
Pat.
really think of anything. Can't think of anything, Eric. I can't think of
Okay.
anything.
All right, everybody. That's been the good, the bad, and the ugly.
We
Um, hopefully it
the
doesn't get worse at City,
listen.
and Krasnodar doesn't matter, but it
Let's
does.
let's stop arguing about Tim Howard and whether you're American or. Let's all just
Just be
agree
objective and agree that he has
he's
not been good enough.
finished. And he's finished. That's just all
Yeah,
I
I
can.
don't know if he's finished. He just hasn't been good enough. All right, everybody.
Okay, he's not finished,
Shut up, Ed.
but I would sell him to New York right now.
Which one?
Both. I don't know. Can you play for
Both of
both?
them? No.
Yeah. I don't know. This good time. This will be a really good sign to sound to the MLS with 3 years left in his contract. Two New York teams fighting over, He's also got a new book out, by the way, idiots, and he's having a fight with Brad Friedel. What's all that about? Anyway,
Okay.
none of
Say
my
goodbye, Ed.
business.
Again.
Bye.
All right. Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll talk to you later. Come on, you Blues. Let's go. Still no questions on the Q&A.
You people
Nobody
suck,
wants to talk
man.
to us.
Someone wrote something on the thing, and it said, Luke Jones said, "Hi guys, you played so bad last night. I hate to say this, but Distan's legs have gone." I don't hate to say Distan's legs have gone. I was
No.
saying Distan's legs have gone
I'd love
7.
to tell Martinez distance legs have
I
gone.
think Martinez is perfectly clear, knows really, really well that Distan's legs are gone. I think he knew that ages ago.
Okay.
I think that's why we didn't see him for 2 months.
Then bring Ty Browning in and move Jags over. Bring you in and
Yeah,
move Jags over.
I don't know that's going to happen. I think it's just it sucks. I don't know. It sucks.
I can stand around flat-footed just as good.
Cool. Right.
All right.
Turn the